So this was Josh Monzano, who at 38 got rushed to hospital with pancreatitis. One day he was fine. The next minute he had a full-on health collapse. And as you can see, by going through the program, he now, not only did he survive, but he's the healthiest he's ever been. His performance is through the roof. And not only that, for years he tried to fall pregnant. Him and his partner, his beautiful partner, Christina, they couldn't fall pregnant because Josh just wasn't healthy enough. He was fully exhausted. His body was depleted, deficient, inflamed. As soon as we got into full health, funny enough, they fell pregnant and they've since welcomed a beautiful baby into the world. This is what's possible, guys, when you start to give your body what it wants and needs to be the healthiest version of yourself. And so many business owners forgo their own health to grow their business, and it ends in a lot of pain. So imagine if he hadn't have pulled through. Imagine if worse come to worse, he had died in hospital. Is your business worth that? Losing your family, putting your family through that. This is why it's so important to get yourself as healthy as possible. Optimize your performance and bulletproof yourself from future illness. And it's the same with Gary Rothwell, who's actually since coming through our program is a former High Rocks world champion. He was dealing with Raynaud and gut issues and inflammation and had lots going on. He'd done all the things that athletes do that are meant to be healthy. Nothing had worked until he come on our program, and within a space of a few days, he was like, "Oh my God, Ryan! Like my gut issues have gone, and my Raynaud's started to get ease up and to not." Anyone who doesn't know, Raynaud's is an issue that affects the hands. They can go red or blue. It can be very cold, very painful in the cold. It's mainly showing that the body's circulation isn't right. It's issues with the thyroid, etc. With only a few days and I think it's just over a week on our program, he couldn't believe the results he was getting. This is what's possible. And if you want to perform at your best, remember, a healthy body will always outperform an unhealthy body. This is why it's so important to optimize your health. Then we have Danielle. Danielle was dealing with so many health issues: painful periods, mood swings, IBS, acne, cravings, brain fog, hormonal imbalances, and once again, they couldn't fall pregnant either. Got told she would never be able to fall pregnant. Within only a few weeks on our course, it's all changed, and she said, like, "Ryan, you saved my life." And this is the power of giving the body what it wants and needs to heal, to be the healthiest version. You got to understand your body wants to be healthy. Its default setting is health. We just have to get out of the way, get out of our own way, because the modern lifestyle is not set up for health. So once we start to remove certain things, but also really not just consume with our food, but also our environment is like, take charge of our diet, our lifestyle, our environment. It's a game changer. This is how quickly we can get results. Similar for Chris, busy business owner and also business coach. Deals with so many clients. He was having inflammation that was crippling him. He couldn't. He said in his testimonial, he felt like a 70-year-old man. He couldn't walk properly. It was absolutely killing him. Even someone who's very, very, there's a lot of BJJ. It was ruining that for him as well. And so, since going through our course, he hasn't had a breakout in 6 years. It completely changed his life. And if you're a busy business owner, entrepreneur, anyone who's got a lot going on, athlete, you know that you can have a million problems, but when you've got a health problem, there's only one problem that really matters, because it affects everything: your business, how you show up, your relationships. And so this for Chris was huge. And within only a few weeks, he completely changed his life. You can see what he's written there as well, and so it's powerful getting him those results in such a short amount of time. Then Jade Skillen, who's actually become a really good friend of mine. Like, love Jade to pieces. She's now one of the elite 15 in High Rocks world, so top 15 athletes in the world. From what she learned from working with us. When she came to us, she was chronically exhausted. She had gut issues. She couldn't sleep properly. She had a lot of brain fog. And it's because, like many athletes, she was eating foods and doing things that she thought was healthy because that's what the fitness world tells people to do. Unfortunately, today, health and fitness are also almost mutually exclusive when it comes to that. And a lot of the fitness world, they give you things that are meant to give you instant performance, but they actually deplete the body, and they throw the central nervous system out of balance. They're highly acidic. A lot of the time, they strip the body of vital nutrients and leave you very dehydrated. And so once we started to work on her internally, work on her health from the inside out, remove certain foods, add in powerful concentrated nutrients, it's a game changer. And yeah, this is what's possible, becoming an elite 15 athlete. And she's just getting better and better and better, and every year her performance just improves. Then we have Daniella, who had FND, which is, severe migraines, facial droop, paralysis, and doctor says there was no cure. There was no cure. It was ruining her life, meaning that she couldn't put her energy into her business. Her profits were going down. It was ruining her relationship. It was ruining her time with her children. And when she come on that course, she can see what she says there within just 14 days. Within just 14 days, all of her symptoms disappeared, and the clarity and energy and freedom came back. And that's what we do. I'm so proud of these guys going through this and doing things in a different way, because once you start to do things a different way, remember, a problem can't be solved with the same thinking that created it. Once you start to do things differently, it's amazing what your body can do. And she hasn't had a symptom since. As it says there, all my symptoms disappeared. Now I've got clarity and energy and freedom to be the mum and businesswoman I know I could be. Fantastic. And Dylis, when Dylis came to us, Dylis is an international speaker and coach. She's also very, very powerful in the sales world. And she had to get on stage, and it used to really worry her because she had Crohn's disease for a long time, IBS, and arthritis. And when she was on stage, she was worried that maybe she'd have to pop to the toilet, and that's not a good look for a leader. And she'd been dealing with this for a long time, decades. Within 5 days, just 5 days on our course, her symptoms improved, and after a month they were gone, and she couldn't believe it. And since then her business has been able to triple because she's got the energy, focus, and performance that she'd lacked for so long. And so this is how quickly you can get results when you start to implement what's needed. And then Dave Charmley. Dave was, when he came to me, he was chronically exhausted. He was really, really worried that he'd never get back to where he was before. As a businessman who loved his job and had built something like really remarkable, he's been dealing with chronic exhaustion, and he was struggling to get out of bed, and he just, was in a really, really bad place. And when we connected, I told him, we can help. He just had to come at things from a different way, a different perspective, because his body was toxic, it was deficient, it was internally imbalanced, it was overly inflamed. And once we got to the root cause of his issues, everything started to change. Within 4 to 5 weeks, he had a massive improvement. And as it says there in the testimonial, he says, my quality of life has just skyrocketed. And he actually says, if anyone's suffering from anything like this, reach out to us. And so this is what's possible, guys. Once we start to get out of our own way, once we start to give the body what it wants and needs, once we start to get in line with Mother Nature, give it concentrated nutrients, work on our gut health, clear the body of toxins and debris, heavy metals and parasites, when we start to reset the nervous system, when we start to build and optimize what is necessary for us, and also build our environment, it's a game changer. And so if you are ready to optimize your health and performance, and you're ready to reach your full potential, you can DM me the word elevate, and we can have a chat about how we can help you, because there's no time like the present. And if you're constantly dealing with anything like fatigue or burnout, or if you're needing stimulants to get you through the day, or if you're on any sort of medication, if you've got a health issue, just know it's not going to get better doing what you're doing. If you want things to change, you have to change your approach. And we can do that. We've helped over 7,500 people overcome all manner of health issues, and we've helped them all optimize their performance so they can get to a level they never thought would be possible again, and we can do the same with you. So if that sounds like something you would like, DM me the word elevate and we can chat. Speak to you soon.